All right, let's dive right in. We're always told that to get motivated, we need to look for something outside of ourselves. A big inspiring speech or a best-selling book. But what if the most powerful fuel for your ambition isn't out there at all? What if it's sitting right in front of you, in the reality of your own life? That's the idea we're going to unpack today.
So let me ask you a question, straight up. What do you think is the world's most powerful motivator? Is it some powerful speech, a best-selling book, maybe a new productivity hack you saw online? Well, the source material we're looking at today says the answer is something way more personal, something you actually already have. Just think about that for a second. Imagine a force that doesn't just, nudge you forward, it launches you. A force so powerful that it makes resting totally impossible until you've hit your goal. This isn't about that temporary high you get for a day. We're talking about finding a relentless, unstoppable engine inside you. Okay, but before we can find that fuel, we kind of have to figure out what's clogging up the engine in the first place. And according to the source we're digging into, the biggest problem is what it calls the sickness of inaction, and it's all fueled by the excuses we tell ourselves.
I mean, we all have big dreams, don't we? But what's really fascinating is the huge gap between those dreams and what we actually do every day. The source argues that when our actions don't line up with our ambitions, we're not just procrastinating. Nope, we are actively lying to ourselves. And that self-deceit, that's the single biggest thing holding us back.
So let's really break this down. Take a look. On one side, you've got the excuse maker. This is the person waking up at 10 a.m., scrolling on their phone till 3 in the morning, always has a reason for not getting things done. And deep down, they're lying to themselves about it. Then, on the other side, you have the dream chaser. They've got the same big dreams, but they're restless. They just can't sit still because they know things have to change. So, be honest with yourself for a second. Which side of this slide do you find yourself on more often? It's a tough question, for sure, but a really important one. All right, so we've kind of diagnosed the problem. Now, what's the solution? What our source calls the ultimate prescription. It's time to stop looking outside for the answers and start harnessing the incredible power of your own reality. And this right here is the absolute crucial point. We spend so much time searching for motivation externally, right? We hope the next video or the next book is going to be that magic bullet. But the argument here is that no external formula, nothing out there can ever be as powerful as the motivation that already exists inside of you, within your own life. And this brings us to the core concept. This one word, halat. It's a Hindi word, and it basically means your circumstances, your current situation, your reality. And this, your personal reality, right here, right now, is presented as the most potent, powerful fuel for change on the entire planet. So, what makes your own reality so incredibly powerful? Well, for one, you can't escape it. It's undeniable. When you really, truly look at your circumstances, your bank account, your job, your relationships, if you know you're meant for more, they will not let you rest peacefully. That discomfort, it becomes this constant nagging reminder that ignites a fire deep inside. And that's a source of energy that is uniquely yours, and best of all, it never, ever runs out. Okay, so understanding this is one thing, but how do you actually use it? Let's get practical. Let's move to the how and see how this all builds into a daily regimen you can actually follow to harness that power. Now, the starting point isn't some massive, complicated life overhaul. It's not a weekend retreat or some 10-step program. It's actually incredibly simple. A simple, powerful commitment, just 1 hour. One single hour, every single day, dedicated entirely to you and to facing your reality.
And look, during that hour, you're not just zoning out or scrolling. The process is super clear. Step 1, you isolate yourself. No phone, no TV, no distractions. Step 2, you analyze. You take that hard, honest look at your halat. Where are you really right now? What absolutely needs to change? And then finally, step 3, you plan. Based on that raw, honest analysis, what are your next moves? What do you need to do to prepare? And the impact of doing this every day, it's profound. I mean, the source makes this incredible claim that this single hour of focused self-talk and planning can propel you 10 years ahead of someone who doesn't do it. Think about that. You're not just drifting anymore. You're consciously steering your life based on a crystal clear understanding of where you are and where you want to go.
So, what happens when you actually commit to this process? What's the end game? Well, you stop being a passive observer in your own life, and you become the driving force. The final outcome is nothing short of a complete transformation.
The source uses this really powerful metaphor to describe the change. Your life, it says, should absolutely not be like a wilted flower.
Passive, drained of energy, and just kind of fading away.
No, it should be a burning spark, active, energetic, full of light and heat, a force that creates its own energy and just illuminates the path forward. That is the goal.
So what does a burning spark actually look like in a person? Well, it's someone who's just filled with passion and energy. They're completely dedicated to creating a better tomorrow. They don't waste a single moment. They don't make excuses. They have to grit to sacrifice comfort today for the future they are absolutely determined to build. And they simply do not stop until the goal is achieved.
So, we end right back where we started. The greatest motivation you will ever find is already with you. It's in your current reality, your halat. And look, it might not be a comfortable truth, but it is an incredibly powerful one. Your circumstances are your fuel. So the only question left is, are you ready to light the match?